Sup witches, Celeste Silver Cord here, bringing you the full moon this weekend, July 3rd and 4th. It's like right on that cuspy area. It will be over the United States. So you should be able to see some of it if you stay up late. And yeah, so we got a lot to go through. So I'm going to go ahead and say this in the beginning. If you do like my videos, please like, share, subscribe, spank that bell for me, so that you can see more. I'll keep doing these. And yeah, let's get into the astrology of this weekend for you with this eclipse. So I'm going to start out with the Earth Magic Oracle card here. And this is all about perspective, guys. Some of us are zoomed out enough to see everything that's actually going on, and some of us are so focused in on such a tiny little dot that they are completely unaware how move-aroundable they are. So trying to think of how else to explain it. You know, it's like Neil deGrasse Tyson described it as like, some are like ants. And how do you explain to an ant that's just walking across a table, for instance, just a flat surface, it's walking across, it's carrying a piece of food, and someone reaches down and picks it up, takes the piece of food away. That ant has no concept of what just happened to it. All it knows is its food just disappeared. All right? Some of us see what's going on, and some of us don't. And this is going to be a lot of what's going on. There's a lot of oppositions going on right now because all the retrograding planets are opposing the sun with this eclipse for us, and except for Mercury, it's the only one working with the sun, but it's even in retrograde. So there's a lot going on, and it's really, you really got to put things into perspective. I don't know how much I'm going to stress this, for you guys. You're really going to have to put things into perspective this weekend. That's really what it's going to be about. Whenever you feel yourself getting emotionally rocked, step back, breathe it out, and try to see all the perspective. Try to zoom out and look at it as if you were somebody else looking in on what was going on, okay? So we have the sun in Cancer at 13 degrees. Oh, both of these are in 13 degrees. The sun in Cancer at 13 degrees, the moon in Capricorn at 13 degrees. So this is bringing a lot of feminine energy, because 13 is Freya's number. There's 13 moons in a year. A woman that has a regular cycle has 13 menses a year. 13 is the divine feminine number. But that also activates the 4/4 portals. So anybody who's into doing the number games. I just noticed 134413. Shout out to the 143 Soul Tribe, guys. This is a weekend where we're going to need to really be the ones that take control of the energy. I know you guys have been having a hard time. I know a lot of you have suffered little minor mental breakdowns. There's been all kinds of things that have happened. But this is the weekend, really, guys, where we're going to need to hold it together for everybody else, or at least hold it together for those most important to you. All right? So I'll start. Well, I'll just go back and forth. This is what I mean by opposing. This all goes back and forth. So we have the sun. The sun is in Cancer, and that is bringing movement, timing, transitions, and change. It is ready. It's the Chariot. Things are starting to roll, whether you want them to or not, whether you think things have been stagnant. Believe it or not, things are about to start rolling. The shadow aspect of that is, and this is really in the shadow, is what the moon is all about in this right now. It's temptation, it's inner turmoil, it's illusions, it's obsession. of some kind. This is what is stopping your movement, is indecisions on things, like things that you were tempted by. Why are you tempted? This is what I say. If you're in a relationship and somebody else is tempting you, that is the universe putting temptation into your track so that you can evaluate your relationship. Because if you are tempted by somebody else, that means there's something lacking in your relationship. But the problem will come in that you will be so obsessed by the temptation that you're not addressing the problems in the relationship. So sometimes the best thing you can do is actually turn around and look at your partner and try to remember why you fell in love with them and see if they're struggling with all that's going on, especially if you're with somebody who is not as into this stuff as you guys are. We're supposed to be healers. Also, to the point of that, we are healers, but we cannot heal people who do not want to be healed. So that's the flip side. Timing, transitions, and change. It's time to make decisions about what's going on here and asking those deep questions, right? So movement, timing, transitions, and change. This is a necessity of waiting, inconvenient timing, and feeling trapped. I put that because it is across all the retrogrades. So it's kind of like a reversal on what is going on. So the universe is showing you what you need to see to move forward, but at the same time, it's telling you, don't jump at it yet. We need to make a plan, okay? On the other side of that is something deep within your psyche is personified as a temptation or addiction. Some people, like I said with the temptation thing, if you're not tempted, you're drowning yourself in something artificial to bring an artificial state to numb you from the fact that you have problems in your surroundings that you are not addressing. You cannot ignore everything forever. You're going to have to address it sooner or later. Okay. So I brought up with the 13, with the Freya already, and the 4s, and the 4 energy and the 4 portals and the energies you're looking for there is you need time to recuperate. Like I said, sit back, look at what's going on, and figure out if you can fix it, what do you need to do to fix it? If you can't fix it, what do you need to do to end it? Okay? A need for harmony in the home. You need to come up with some truces so that everything is balanced. You know what I'm saying? I went to do a cards and coffee this morning, but I deleted it because I just kept getting interrupted and everything else. But I was talking about needing harmony in the home. You need... Man, I lost it again. Damn, ADHD. You need to take time to recuperate and look at things from a perspective. You need harmony in your home. Oh, that's what I was talking about. You can have a peaceful breakup. Like, that's possible. That can happen. I don't know any other way to say it. Both of, like, there were still difficult times, but both of my divorces were generally peacefully. Actually, for my first divorce, my second husband had to come and be a witness. And he had to bring a shirt for my first husband because he didn't wear a button-up shirt to court. But still, we ended up walking out of there with a solid agreement. The only thing I regret is I didn't put the child support in the divorce agreement, but I wasn't trying to send him to jail. He can't pay me child support in jail neither, so that don't make no sense in South Carolina. Anyway, besides the point, you can have a peaceful breakup. That is how you do handle those situations, especially if there's children involved. You need to be able to sit down as adults and have real conversations. If you can't, you need to remove the person who can't have a real conversation. Okay? Opposed to that, what do we got? We got Jupiter retrograde at 5 degrees of Capricorn still. So it's still these energies of temptations and addictions. You need to balance. You need self-control. There's rapid changes happening in one direction or the other for people. What triggers this weekend will either trigger you to get on the wagon and start taking some self-control over yourself, or it will trigger people to completely lose self-control and drown themselves in whatever it is they have been using to numb themselves. All right? Be wary. Especially since this is on a major holiday for the United States. What do we love to do? We love to eat bad food. We like to make a lot of it. We like to eat a lot of it. We like to drink and party and smoke and all that stuff and light things on fire and make them explode. This is going to be the kind of weekend you're going to want to make kind of quiet plans with small groups of people that you trust, okay? All right. Then we got Mercury here, the messenger, and he is at 7 degrees, and he is also retrograde right now. I didn't write that, but it is there. So he is also retrograde for all of this. So instead of bringing the scholar of mystical knowledge, he will be leaning more towards the trickster energy. This is going to be manipulators and deceivers with everything that's going on. Yes, the rise, people are losing their jobs. Okay, people are starving globally and they're getting access to phones and things like that. And this could also pertain all the way down into your personal life. Be mindful of manipulators and deceivers. If you do go to these gatherings, be aware that they will be there and they will make themselves known to you. For people that are in love, a lot of people are going to find out that they have been baited into catfish romances and things like that. That's all the energy that's bringing for people. All right. Opposed to that, transitions, endings, and this is Pluto at 23 degrees of Capricorn, bringing the 5 still, the rapid change energy. Transitions, endings, and beginnings, allowing something to die for new to come in. So if you do end up having to deal with a trickster energy and it's coming to the surface, always remember that this is coming to the surface for your better good. Finding out that someone is a liar and a cheater and a deceiver is a good thing for you. You have to recognize that. And then once you can remove the lying, cheating deceiver, then you open up room for someone who's not like that to come in. Because right now you're dedicated to that person. So if that is what is coming about in your life with these energies going on right now, please recognize, I promise you, I know how much it hurts. But if you could just see, don't think about all the time you wasted. Think about how much time you have now and all the possibilities in front of you now. I know that's scary to a lot of people, but really, I mean, if you've been dealing with the lying, cheating deceiver, were you really getting what you needed from them? Just saying, guys. I love you. All right. So we got Gemini has the North Node in it at 28 degrees, bringing 10 and 1. Okay? So with Gemini, and this is your purpose calling, right? With Gemini, it's bringing harmony, passion, sexuality, and awareness of where your heart truly lies. Once again, the 10 and the 1 is the endings of one cycle are the beginnings of a new, right? So your heart lies somewhere, or your heart is telling you something. This is how it goes. There's people whose heart lies somewhere else that they have been numbing themselves to, right? On the other side, there's people whose heart has been lying with the lying, cheating deceivers, and they know. You know how you know? Because Saturn is also retrograde at 29 degrees of Capricorn, which is bringing the same message, and it's bringing it with the number 11. And it says something deep within your psyche stirs. Your intuition, where your mind drifts when you're not thinking anymore, is where your heart really lies. What your heart tells you, that random thought that pops into your mind. Oh man, that's that song. Buzz something did a song. It was for the graduating class in Farmingdale, I think 97 or 98. And he says, the real things to worry about have probably never crossed your worried mind. They're the kind of things that blindside you at 3 p.m. on some random Tuesday. You know, and he's right. You don't think about those questions, you know. That's what, you know, we were saying last night. You have to ask hard questions of yourself. You have to ask where your heart really lies. If you're in discontent, and I'm telling y'all, those who are not going to make the shifts are going to get very, very depressed over the next 6 months or so. And if they don't address it now, it will be addressed come December, right before the holidays. But those who don't address it now will sink deeper and deeper into depression until it comes to head in the eclipse season in December. For magic this weekend, and this is going to be my first time in 6 years that I won't be doing a full moon ritual. I won't be putting any of my crystals or anything outside. The energy with this moon, with all the eclipse and all the retrogrades and that trickster energy deep within the psyche, I'm not jiving with it, man. I've never done the astrology for a full moon and felt like this isn't the time for magic. This is the time to focus on what's around you. If you do go and spend time with family and friends, you know, go and spend time. I say that. Go and spend. And if you don't have any place to go, don't go to some big public event. And now you guys know I am not being paranoid about what. I don't want to say it because I don't want to get my YouTube video, whatever. I'm not being paranoid about the bullshit going around. This is strictly in the astrology that I'm talking to you guys, okay? Because this whole time I've been telling you, if you know them and they're your family and you know what's going on, don't be afraid to go and do things with your family and your friends, small groups, even to the beginning, small groups of people you trust right now is what's important. Why? Because those are the people you should be focusing your energy on, and some of us have been neglecting it in our self-care. Now, we needed the self-care time, but now it is time to start caring and nurturing for those around you a little bit more, okay? Because they're going through hardships too, and we tend to forget that, and they're not paying attention to shit on the levels that we are. So we need to be the ones. If they're not, you know the rules of society. Go ahead and if you don't have anybody, don't be afraid to be a hermit. Honestly, with everything that's going on, if you have nobody to talk to, and like you know, that's why you watch tarot reading videos and talking videos and stuff like that. Don't feel bad about that, man. It is a very valuable skill set to have in your toolbox to be able to be alone. You have no idea how powerful that is for you. I hadn't been alone most of my life. I've always been with somebody, with, you know, or living with people. And I spent 6 months just me and my kids, and that was the most profound, probably the most profound experience of my life. Accomplished more inner work than I ever have before. When there's no one around that you have to explain yourself to, you can really do some deep inner work and work on stuff. So, what do we got? Four of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. I'm going to do it this way. So we got Four of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Three of Wands, and the Lovers reversed. So we got the fours with the 4-4 here. Now we're up to 4-4-4 with the 10. 1 and 10, ending of cycles, beginning of cycles. So this is all about Pentacles. It's all about earth energy. The Four of Pentacles is something you have been building and working on, and the Ten of Pentacles is it reaching its climax and needing a change. So whatever you've been counting on for income, you might want to start either switching it up or figuring out new ways to make new income, because or adapting, because you've hit a peak at something right now. So you need to figure out a way to shift it so that you can make a little bit more income, whether that be looking for, some moonlighting job like DoorDash or something like that to make a little bit of extra money, or if you're an artist, switch your medium for a little bit. If you're a video blogger, you need to figure out a way to spice it up, change it around, or offer something new if you've been doing stuff for a long time. Like if you're a tarot reader and you're losing income in the real world, maybe it's time to start opening back up to do personal readings, things of that nature. It's time to start putting skills that you've gained and adapting them into what you have been doing so that you can expand past this precipice that you got stuck in when this Mercury retrograde happened, which it should have highlighted what your plateau was. Everybody plateaus at some point, like exercising. You hit a point of plateau and, you losing weight steady for a long period of time, and then you just, and then you go again. Sometimes we gain a little bit of weight, but then I've always found that when I'm losing weight, I'll hit a week where I'll gain 5 pounds, but then the next week you'll lose even more. So that's kind of the mentality to have with this. Opposing that is the Three of Wands, which is virtue. This is virtue to yourself. This is being honest and truthful with yourself and following where your heart really lies and listening to what is stirring deep in your psyche has been trying to tell you, and to stop numbing it so it can tell you what it wants to tell you. Queen of Cups, it's trying to tell you what you love. What will bring you the most love in your life? She wants to bring you love. Divine feminine energy, 1313, okay? The divine feminine energy is rising. It is going to be super, super loud this weekend. For those who are of divine energy, those who are not, this is going to be shit shows of epic proportion for them. But that brings the Lovers in reverse. In order for something new to come in, something old must be removed. So this could be a job that you loved once is suddenly being removed from you. But it's being removed from you because, you love that job, but you were bored doing it. So now you need to find a new way to do it, or a new place to do it, or a new environment to do it in, right? If it's a relationship and you're being tempted by somebody else, it's time to really recognize which person you do really want to be with. If you really wanted to be with that first person, would you have been tempted by the second person? If you are destined to be with the second person, you need to be honest with the first person and tell them, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have to, I don't know, but it seems to me that the only people in the entire zodiac that do not like to cheat are Aries. We're the only ones that will man up and dump you before we cheat on you. And 99% of the time, when an Aries is accused of cheating, is usually when they thought the partner had broken up with them. Because male Aries, especially, if you dump them or even slightly suggest that shit to them, they will go out and bang something else. That's because they can. Ross. We were on a break. Okay? All right, y'all. That's all the time I got. I'm not going to do the magic cards, actually, because I told you don't focus on magic. Focus on your surroundings. I love you. Blessed be all those who walk these paths with me. If you like this, like, share, subscribe, smack the bell, and I will talk to you later.